What's up, riders? Kevin Wilson with the BMXers podcast here. Thank you very much for stopping by. Today I want to talk about something that's a little bit tricky, a little bit on the outset of what I normally talk about. Normally it's all happy-go-lucky, tongue-in-cheek type of subjects. But this week, today, I wanted to bring up something that was brought to my attention by one of my female subscribers who used to race and was pretty fast back in the day. Now, just a warning that I'm not going to be vulgar. I'm gonna try to keep this as clean as possible. But I do want to bring this up and ask a question and maybe bring it up for debate within the community. So if you have children or something like that are around, you may not want them to hear this. I'm going to keep it as clean as I possibly can for my own standards and also for YouTube. That being said, I may put I don't know what the title of this video is going to be when I actually post it on YouTube. It may have some sort of enticing title on it for you guys to click on it to watch it, but rest assured that I'm going to keep it as clean as possible. That being said, a couple weeks ago, I had posted a video about a guy that I interviewed that was smoked pot during races, and he smoked pot at the track and that type of thing. After I posted that video, I received several responses from different people, not on comments, but actually direct messages through Messenger, telling me different stories about what happened to them at the tracks, their experiences in regards to alcohol, a little bit of drugs, and a little bit of the other kind, where people get together and they have relations on the road and at the tracks and that type of thing. And I wanted to bring that up because this female subscriber, she actually wanted me to bring this up and talk about it. And I've been thinking about a way to bring it up to everybody that's polite and that's respectful and that's fits the guidelines of myself and YouTube. And that being said, after I interviewed Kent Lowery, Kent Lowery actually told a story about how his parents were very concerned about if he actually obtained a factory ride, that they wanted to go with him on the road to make sure that he didn't get into trouble and that everything was good to go. And he told a story to me off camera. I don't think he mentioned it that much in his interview, but his parents were definitely concerned about him getting into trouble on the road, and I wanted to make sure that they had his best interest at heart when he was away from them on the road racing BMX bikes for a factory team. And so that kind of coupled into a segue that I thought might be appropriate, that I could bring this subject up to the viewers out there. Now, when I posted a video about Joe Tippett smoking pot at the track, it got a pretty good response, and there was a lot of people that said, "Where were you, where were you? How could you not known about this?" And I do feel kind of silly not realizing it at the time, but that was my honest answer, my honest response, that I really didn't remember anything about smoking pot or any shenanigans at the track. After I posted that, I received a couple messages from one young lady, and that she indicated that she told me a story. Now I'm not making light of this. It may be, in hindsight, it may be kind of funny, but at the time it was pretty serious, actually, I would think, about the drinking that the parents did at the tracks. I'm not going to mention the track, but the track that she was local to, the parents that were there drank a lot, she said, and that they were always under the influence at the track, running the track and that type of thing. She mentioned that a lot of the parents drove home drunk from the track, and that she was actually in the car with her father when her father was very, very intoxicated, and that he actually got on the freeway he got on the freeway off ramp and drove the wrong way up the freeway coming back from the track, and that the highway patrol actually had to pull him over and arrested him. And she told me the story about how she went back to the police station and in a separate car, and the police were giving her treats and that type of thing and trying to assure her that everything was going to be okay. And I thought that was kind of a telling story that I wasn't aware of either, any type of heavy drinking at the track, especially by parents, because my parents really never went to the track. She also mentioned in subsequent messages that there was, let me just say that there was a lot of fooling around on tour. When she would go on tour with her team, I'm not going to say what team it is, but when she went on tour with her BMX team, she told me stories about certain team members messing around. I'm not even going to say what they did. Let's just say that they were messing around, what teenagers would normally do. She would told me stories about how the adult driving the Winnebago or the camper was up front driving, and the kids were in the back messing around, I should say. And I found that a little surprising. Like, where was the chaperones? Were the team captains or the team managers or the chaperones or the adults that were there monitoring the kids on tour? Were they aware of any of this? I doubt it. I mean, I would think that any rational, responsible adult would or at least try to put a stop to that type of behavior. She also, and more importantly, and this is the most disturbing part of it for me, was she actually said that she actually experienced, how can I say, inappropriate behavior from adults, including parents, where they would make unsolicited comments about her physical appearance, and in passing, and she wasn't sure if it was innocent or if it was serious, looking back on it. And I was like, wow, that was really shocking. I wouldn't imagine that happening on the road if I sent my kids or my daughter or even my son out on the road to race BMX. And now, kind of funny because, I look back because when I interviewed Justin Shepard, I asked him if touring with CW was really that crazy. And he asked me the question and said, would you send your 15-year-old boy out on on the road with a 19-year-old or whatever? And I made a flippant comment that, well, if it was a factory ride, I might think about it. And after hearing what this female subscriber told me about, I feel a little ashamed. I feel a little bit bad about making that flippant comment, because apparently there was certain things that were going on the road with certain team members. Now, I'm not a prude. I don't claim to be, I don't have some, I'm not on my high horse in regards to my morals. If I was a 15, 16-year-old kid and I wanted to get in trouble on tour and the chaperone wasn't around, or I could get away with it, I'm sure I would have. But that wasn't me, because I never had a factory team. I never had an opportunity to tour with any other teams besides Main Bikes, and we didn't tour. We stayed local to where we were at. There were also some funny stories about when after I posted that video where there was a guy that commented on YouTube that he was lined up for a race, and it was a national race. It was a 20-inch class race. It was the main event, and he was lined up behind, getting ready to get on the gate, and a factory rider that he did not name got up next to him, and he was on his cruiser, and the guy that commented looked at him and goes, "Dude, what are you doing on your cruiser, man?" And he goes, "This is our class race." And the guy goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stoned. I didn't realize that I had my wrong bike." So he told the story about how the kid went back, grabbed his 20-inch bike, and came back and got back on the gate. He didn't tell me what the guy got out of that main, but he did tell me that the guy was so stoned he got the wrong bike when he went to get on the track. I also have comments from people that said that on tour racing with different teams, they used to sneak into hotels that they didn't stay at, and they used to use their swimming pools, and they even snuck in the morning and swiped some continental breakfasts, and and acted like they stayed there the night before. Stories of dining and dashing, this types of things. But it was like, I wonder where, I don't, I guess, if you were a chaperone or a team manager or someone that was in charge of a BMX team back in the 80s, I guess your job would not be easy. I guess your job would be pretty challenging if teenagers or kids want to do something. Most of the time, if they really want to do it, they're going to do it. But I was kind of curious from everybody out there if you had any experiences such as this. Does this sound familiar? Do you agree with this? Do you disagree with this? I have no idea. The only two things that concern me is the inappropriate comments to a teenage girl from adults, including parents, and the driving drunk, come back from the track and getting on the freeway off ramp. Let me know what you guys think. I hope I didn't offend anybody. I've done my best to keep it as clean as possible, and it's a legitimate question. I don't mean to rehash stuff that happened 40 years ago, but I do like to pose questions in regards to viewers' comments and subscribers' comments, because she really wanted me to share these stories with the public and to see what happened if this happened to anyone else. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I appreciate all the support, the comments, the forwarding, the sharing of my videos. I really do appreciate it. Now, I know that I've been asked many, many, many times about my merch. I put it on my Facebook. I've taken it off my Facebook. I wanted to do it professionally. I wanted to roll it out professionally. And with the help of my son, I'm building a really bitchin' website right now where you're going to be able to purchase merch directly from my website with no problems, no questions asked. It's going to be really, really bitchin'. It's going to have my videos. It's going to have, how to get on the podcast. If you have questions, there's going to be a blog. There's going to be all kinds of good stuff. So I'm going to do that all at once. So please bear with me. I know I have probably 15 or 20 different people that have asked me for merch, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and my hat especially. I have a new hat. Hold on one second. This is the new hat. Now, this one, this is mine, and you can see the BM Experts podcast is in blue. It's not really visible. So this was like my prototype that I'm wearing, but this is the one that's going to go out to everybody. So it has the white lettering on it, so it's a little bit better. A little bit, you can see it a little bit better. But that's what I have for today. I appreciate it. If you want to comment, subscribe, whatever the case may be, I really would appreciate it. And until next week, until the next interview, watch the lights, and the track is closed. Peace out, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.